All right, happy Friday. Yes, yes, feeling these vibrant vibes already. We had a dance party, fantastic. I even have my handy dandy notes with me, so I'm gonna bust those out really quick. So yeah, I'm so excited that I get to be here, especially with vibrant as the theme. Yeah, I mean, I try to incorporate vibrancy into my life as much as I can. Some pinks and blues, just get those smiles out there. But yeah, so I guess I'll do a mini intro about me. Again, my name is Ryan Laessig. I'm a street artist, a photographer, a high school educator, as well as the owner of Milwaukee Makers Market. And yeah, I mean, look at our vibrant city. I mean, how awesome is that I get to be a part of this vibrancy, this vibrant city of Milwaukee. We got Miller Park, now it's AmFam Field, sorry. We got obviously the Art Museum, we got Third Ward, Walker's Point. I mean, anywhere you go in Milwaukee, you're gonna feel that vibrantness, that vibrancy. And so let's talk about what vibrant actually means. So you can see that vibrant is full of energy and enthusiasm, a vibrant cosmopolitan city. So again, you know, bringing that positiveness to Milwaukee, having that positive energy, just living your life to the fullest, and knowing that Milwaukee's a good place to do that. I think that's fantastic to have. So, you know, going on this definition, full of energy, enthusiasm, you know, living in this vibrant cosmopolitan city, you know, where does that kind of fall just personally into my life even? So it definitely falls into my passion for Milwaukee. You know, you gotta have that passion. The maker community. I'm so blessed to be a part of this maker community here in Milwaukee. Yes. And thank you for the makers that are here today. Definitely check out their stuff out there. It's not even stuff, it's their blood, sweat, and tears put into their work, and it's definitely worth checking out. So make sure you stop by their booths. And that leads me into, you know, supporting Milwaukee's supportive attitude, and how I feel a lot of Milwaukee, we want to inspire others. We have this mission, you know, we heard earlier with Discovery World how they have this mission to inspire, whether it's young to old, and I think that's something that we really need to push as part of this vibrancy, is to continue to inspire people, continue to be a part of this community, and hopefully I'm a part of that, at least I try to be. So let's start at the beginning, I guess, with my life and my vibrancy. Yeah, so there I am. And so I was born and raised here in Milwaukee. I mean, go 414 all day. I gotta rep it on my glasses, you know, 414 on the sides. So I grew up on the south side off of like 20th and Layton, you know, airport neighborhood, Garden District neighborhood. I don't know if some of you are familiar with that area. And then as I've grown into an adult, I've been fortunate enough to jump all around Milwaukee. I've lived in Bayview. Bubbler Studios was my art studio that I created down there at the Hyde House. Spent a lot of time in Bayview. Lived on the east side with some roommates, had fun, and then now made the Garden District my home, which is another beautiful neighborhood in Milwaukee. And so, you know, growing up and now being able to jump around Milwaukee and be a part of it, whether it's through street art with West Dallas, being an educator here in the city, and then even, you know, creating Milwaukee Makers Market, it's definitely continuing to fill me with that vibrant energy to go, my life's pretty sweet, and like I get to continue doing this every day. I wake up, I smile, and I give that vibrant energy to my city. So, you know, how can I continue to live that vibrant lifestyle and connect this vibrancy with what Milwaukee has to offer? And I think one of the coolest things about being here in Milwaukee is that I can say, like, my favorites, like, oh, my favorite food is to go to Heirloom MKE in Bayview, and that's my favorite restaurant. Like, oh, some of my favorite bands are Something to Do, a ska band right here in Milwaukee. Like, it's so cool that not only can I live here, but now I'm able to go, dude, my favorites are things from my city. I don't have to go to somewhere else to be like, oh yeah, I really enjoy this band. Like, yeah, I enjoy other music, but the music I hear in Milwaukee is definitely something I gravitate towards. The locally owned restaurants and businesses that I'm able to go to here in Milwaukee definitely fill me with that pride to be here in Milwaukee. And so I think that's where a lot of these small businesses then become a huge part of this pride for Milwaukee, knowing that these makers and small businesses exist right in my neighborhood. I think that's pretty sweet. You know, they're definitely here to continue to grow the city of Milwaukee. And I'll touch on that more a little bit later, but sorry if I'm all over the place. I have ADHD, so you're gonna see me waving my hands, moving around, pointing at the screen. Yeah, so, I mean, the cool thing is I definitely consider ADHD to be like my superpower. Yeah, and that's the thing, is even on the screen you see I'm jumping around Milwaukee, I'm teaching the youth, I'm doing Milwaukee Makers Market. So many people go, Ryan, when do you sleep? And I go, I don't. And that's where I think that ADHD is my superpower, because I'm able to jump into all these different aspects of Milwaukee, whether it's the maker scene, you know, being a teacher, being able to do public art, and being able to be part of this maker community. I mean, I'm all over the place, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I think, you know, being able to just jump in and be a part of all those things and not get burnt out, that's where ADHD is definitely a superhero power to me. And so, you know, talking about being an artist and, you know, why these small businesses and me personally being an artist matters so much is, you know, I was nobody. I had 0 followers, 0 sales. You know, I just was an artist and said, you know what, I'm gonna take that first step to try and be a part of this community. And man, was it an amazing first step to take, because the art community right away brought me into it. Hey, you wanna be a part of this market? I know so-and-so is putting it on. Or hey, I'm having a gallery show, do you wanna be a part of it? I mean, traveling and just being an artist from Milwaukee, you're able to connect then with other cities too, but Milwaukee just really took me in right away. And it was such a cool thing to be just, you know, not a nobody, but starting out to be somebody and going, wow, the support that Milwaukee gives was unseen. I think the crazy thing is how a lot of people say, if you want to make it, you got to leave Milwaukee. You know, go to Chicago, go to New York, go to LA. We got to get rid of that message. Like, you got to stay here. Like, I've been to a lot of cities, and nowhere do they support the local community, the artists, the makers, the local restaurants, the local bands, than they do here in Milwaukee. Like, Milwaukee is amazing. And again, like, I love waking up and going, sweet, I live here? Like, so, yeah, I mean, having that, I'm constantly inspired too by these different artists, these small businesses, these bands that I hear on the radio, you know, local radio stations, and just inspiring me all the time, where, you know, I get to cross paths with amazing people. Like, so I'm sure some of these names you might recognize that I'm spitting out here. Like DJ YB, awesome artist, DJ artist in Milwaukee. Definitely have had fun dancing and partying like we all were earlier. You know, Christopher D'Angelo Gilbert, he dresses more vibrant than I do. If you see him around town, you know who I'm talking about. So he's always dressed to the nine and inspires me to kind of walk with that confidence, walk with that vibrancy, and just to share that with people. And then, of course, you know, we have amazing local businesses like Brema from Unfinished Legacy. He started, you know, as a teenager at True School, created a clothing brand, and now if you're down in the 3rd Ward, Unfinished Legacy has their flagship store here. And just seeing that growth and that support that Milwaukee has given to these artists is phenomenal. And he went to LA, did his thing in LA, inspired people out there, but knew that I gotta go back to Milwaukee. That's my roots, that's where that support is, and that's where I want it to flourish. And so, of course, I also, you know, get to meet so many small businesses, from obviously the makers out there, with, you know, Nourish Natural Products to Big White Yeti Candles. You know, it goes on and on and on. It's like I could have pages of just the small businesses that I love to support in Milwaukee. And so, you know, talking about Milwaukee, talking about these small businesses, I'm sure some of you are like, well, you know, I bought a gift for somebody from a small business, but why, you know, do I really need to be a part of this movement, this community, these makers? And I think you do, because one of the things that we talked about, well, that Discovery World was talking about, and that I'm going to talk about too, is that sense of community, that sense of pride. And all of you in this room right now are part of that. You're part of this community, you're part of this maker economy, and that city pride. And you all have superpowers too to help push Milwaukee forward. And what does that mean? What does it mean to move Milwaukee forward? It means that every handshake, every smile, every hey, how did you start your business? Like, what inspired you to do this? That is pushing them to go, cool, I'm gonna make my business bigger, I'm gonna give what I can to the public. And so you are able to move Milwaukee forward by not only helping these small businesses gain confidence, but then you're reinvesting in Milwaukee. Any dollar you're spending at a Milwaukee Makers Market, you're not just a number on a receipt. Like, no offense, Best Buy doesn't care about you. Like, I'm just being real about it. But you come to Milwaukee Makers Market and you spend, even if it's $10 at a booth, that $10 now is going to grow someone's passion, someone's dream. And they're probably going to take that $10 and then either use it to grow their business, or they're going to spend it at a different booth. And that local economy and that reinvestment of Milwaukee is just continuing to come around full circle. And so that's one of the real kind of almost behind the scenes things that people might not realize, that like, yeah, cool, I got a cool gift, I got some soap, I got some jewelry, I got a cool t-shirt, but it's way more than that. You're literally helping contribute to the uplifting and the moving forward of your city. So I hope you know that. Thank you. So I talked obviously a lot about these small businesses and to support them, but we have such a vibrant community of makers. We have some great pictures here. We got Justin from Soul Spin, awesome person to have at events. You get to make your own painted records. He's got awesome machines and just have fun with it. We got Amber from Brushbox. We got Jamila Riley, and just amazing makers where every month we try to change it up. We have about 50 different small businesses each month at our Milwaukee Makers Markets events. And it was kind of just one of those things where I was an artist, I was hopping on street festivals, I was doing different markets, but I was hearing from my neighbors like, I didn't like this about that market, or I loved this about this market. And then it started to become one of these things where I'm running different Sunday Fun Day small events on Brady Street. I'm helping with Art in the Park in Humboldt Park, and just kind of getting a feel for this kind of start of this maker movement, this maker community. So that's where I was like, okay, I think it's time. 2017, I started Milwaukee Makers Market, and I've been fortunate enough to grow it every year with the help of not only these makers and small businesses, but obviously the help of you. And our mission, I think, is such a fulfilling one to me, where just like I was a nobody, 0 followers, 0 sales, I want that person now who might have 0 followers, 0 sales, to apply and take that first step, take that chance to be a part of this community. And I think that since I'm able to be let's say a catalyst for that, to ignite that fire under them and go, you can do it. I did it, you can do it. Keep it going. And that's where I think our mission with Milwaukee Makers Market, to support these small businesses and these local entrepreneurs, has just really fulfilled this kind of gap that Milwaukee didn't have for a while. And now, instead of being scared to go, oh man, maybe a street festival is too much for me, I can't do something like that, and I can't handle the large crowds like in the music stages and all that, well, try something a little bit smaller like a Milwaukee Makers Market. And I say it's small, but we still average about 800 people a market, which is insane to me. And so, creating Milwaukee Makers Market for these small businesses, and for myself even as well, because I'm an artist and I needed a place to sell my stuff. It matters. It matters not to just these small businesses putting their blood, sweat, and tears into it, but again, I feel it matters to the Milwaukee community, to the public. And so it's something we need to sustain Milwaukee's community. Like I said, you're reinvesting in these things, but if if nobody showed up and these small businesses didn't want to be a part of Milwaukee Makers Market, it wouldn't exist. So clearly the fact that we're getting these crowds, we're getting so many people signing up for Milwaukee Makers Market, we're doing something right, you're doing something right, and we're continuing to push Milwaukee forward. You're reinvesting into your local economy. You're inspiring, hopefully, them to continue their business and their dream. And I think that's where a lot of people, again, aren't realizing that small purchase is fulfilling somebody's dream. Like, how huge is that you get to be a part of that? And so, again, it's a great feeling to know that I can go to bed and after an event and like, wow, we really pushed these businesses forward, and Milwaukee came in and cheered everybody along the way. Last year, or maybe 2 years ago, they said small businesses brought in over $360,000 into our local economy and into pushing, mom and pop shops, consignment stores, and these different markets. Like, that's huge to think that, we don't need some, out of town thing coming in. And yeah, they're fun to go to, but when you're able to go, oh yeah, like I didn't have to pay a ticket to get in, and I was able to shake the hand of somebody whose product I really like. I get to hear their story. Like, it's a whole experience. And so, talking about experiences, I've had the extreme pleasure to connect with these small businesses, these human beings, these neighbors, these community people that I see at the restaurants and at the concerts. And I go, hey, I remember you, you were part of this market. And then we become friends. And then we learn more about their family and their stories. So Artery Inc., amazing couple, Mara and Gloria. They started at Milwaukee Makers Markets, just in a 10 by 10 tent, out in the 90-degree summer, sweating our butts off. And, I got greeting cards, I got t-shirts, amazing illustrators. And now they have grown to have their own showroom. Artery Inc. is in, I'm not even joking, every single hospital across the United States and even globally. And of course, their business is what got them to that level, but to know that I at least was maybe a stepping stone for them, hosting them at a Milwaukee Makers Market and giving them, again, that confidence, you coming in and supporting them and giving them that confidence, that inspiration to keep pushing, keep going with it. And now for them to be globally recognized is huge. They're also like best friends with Katy Perry now somehow, I don't know. So even Katy Perry supports Artery Inc. So, but again, it's not just now looking at what did I do for their business, but now that community connection. I've gotten to meet them, I've gotten to meet their family, and they asked me if I could be their officiant at their wedding. Aww. So I got to marry these two amazing women, and it's a memory I'll have for the rest of my life. And that memory wouldn't exist if Milwaukee Makers Market wasn't the stepping stone into that introduction to it. So that's an incredible experience for me and an incredible story, and that's where you can have some of those experiences and stories as well. We got Ivy House coming up with Milwaukee Makers Market, and I love just sitting back. Thank you. I love just sitting back and people watching in a sense, because you'll hear so many stories. Oh my God, I haven't seen you since high school. What are you doing here? Well, I'm here for the Makers Market. And oh man, I didn't know you ran this business. I see you, walk your dogs every day in the neighborhood. I didn't know this is what you do, as your gig. So hearing these stories of where you're now connecting with your neighbors, you're connecting with your community, you might be seeing people from high school that you haven't seen in a long time. It's not just, hey, come and shop. It's come and experience Milwaukee, come and experience your community, be a part of that vibrant, push forward of Milwaukee. And I think that's one of the coolest parts is knowing that you can come in and just share a story. You see that smile happening, everybody's just talking. You get to find out why they have a passion for their business, why they wanted to be a part of this maker community. And that's where now you get to start having your own stories, your own experiences. And I guarantee it's going to happen where you bought a pair of earrings, let's say from Frank and Bella, and you're walking down the street and somebody goes, I love those earrings. Where did you get them? Well, I went to a Milwaukee Makers Market. I got them from Frank and Bella. Well, what's Frank and Bella? Oh, they make awesome jewelry out of vintage tins. So things like that where now you inadvertently, subconsciously are becoming part of this maker community. You are sharing stories. You're sharing this pride for what you're wearing, what you're using, and continuing to make it grow. May 19th, 2 days away. I don't know if you're all ready for it or not. But Milwaukee Makers Market, May 19th. We're going to be at Ivy House, and man, we're talking about vibrancy today. That place is gorgeous. We got outdoor patio. We're going to have music playing. We're going to have drink specials, food trucks. Like, that place is phenomenal. Phenomenal. And of course, you can always check us out, MilwaukeeMakersMarket.com. I think one thing I haven't really touched on completely yet is, again, your role, your superpower. I see a lot of people still in here kind of thinking like, well, I'm not a small business, I'm not a maker. That's okay. You're still part of this movement, and show up to an event. Come on in. If you see something you like, talk to them, get their story about it. And then for those of you that are possibly thinking of being a small business, jumping into the maker scene, they want to hear your story too. They want to network with you. They want to know, well, what's your passion? What are you inspired by? And you'll, again, possibly build a friendship there. So for those of you that are thinking of making that first step, do it. Frickin' do it. Like, whether you're a hobbyist, you're a student, you're retiring and you're trying to start a new adventure, do it. Because you're going to have people like me, you're going to have people in the crowd, you're going to have people next to you in their booths supporting you and rooting for you. That's the biggest thing I can say with my vibrancy, is that I am always jumping up and down going, hell yeah, check that person out. Oh, you're looking for soaps? Check them out. Like, they got what you need. And I'm always passionate about not just what I'm doing with Milwaukee Makers Market, but these people I'm seeing, these businesses I'm getting to meet. And that's where it's like, hell yeah, Milwaukee is the place to be when it comes to being an artist, a small business, and a supporter. And that's where it's like, take those first steps. Don't be scared. Take those first steps, because that support, that vibrancy is definitely out there waiting for you. So definitely do that. Make sure you pull on up. Free parking, drink specials, over 30 vendors. And I hate that word. Screw vendors. We don't sell Tupperware there. What are you talking about? I mean, if you do, like, yeah, I mean, if you sell Tupperware, that's your hustle. Get your hustle on. But that's the thing, is everything you'll see at a Milwaukee Makers Market is handmade. It's got that blood, sweat, and tears of those late nights making products for our community. And so one thing I wanted to close with, again, with that vibrancy, that inspiration, is my call to action to all of you is to manifest Milwaukee's success. You might have saw it on the last slide, manifest Milwaukee's success. And it's something you have the power to do. Man, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here, and that ADHD, it's all over the place. You are the supporter of people's dreams. Whether you are a small business, whether you are just a patron at a Milwaukee Makers Market, the fact that I'm standing up here right now means you believed in my dream and you supported my dream. So thank you for that, honestly. Thank you so much for supporting my dream, and my dream then is to pass it on to these other small businesses to support their dream. So thank you so much, honestly. Thank you for being here. All right, so does anybody have any questions? Any questions? I know I went all over the place with what I was talking about, but any questions? Yes, question.
Can I bring my dog on Saturday to the Makers Market?
So on Sunday, May 19th, you damn well can bring your dog, and I would love to pet it, so make sure you stop by so I can take it out. Yes, another question.
What's the process for getting a meeting with you?
Oh, love it. Thank you. So, MilwaukeeMakersMarket.com, we do have an application on there. You can fill it out. You can pick and choose what days you're interested in. You can attach photos of what you create. And then that's where we're able to see everything you want to bring to a market. And then we'll get back to you and go, hey, we're full for June, but we have an opening in July. You're interested in July, we'll get you on that show. So a simple process, just fill out the application on our website. And again, that's taking that first step. Don't be afraid to take that first step and just go, all right, I'm gonna apply. You might not get in a couple years, and that's happened to me for plenty of years where I applied for places and I didn't get in. And then that third year I said, you know what, this is the last time I applied, and I got in. So don't ever be discouraged if you don't get on an event, but keep on applying because we'll get you on something. We want to support as many businesses as we can. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? We're good? Yeah.
It's pretty much once a month, right?
So it is, yeah. We used to try to do it every third Sunday of the month. Now it kind of shifts around a little bit depending on the schedules. But yeah, once a month. We start in April. We started on 414 Day this year. Again, Milwaukee, let's celebrate it. And we're going to go all the way into December. So we have Ivy House in May, Father's Day here at Discovery World. So if you're not able to check out Discovery World today, definitely come back for a Milwaukee Makers Market, get an admission ticket, and check out Discovery World, an amazing, amazing venue. We almost call it our home base here because we're going to be here in June. We're going to have the first ever Milwaukee Makers Market Festival in July. So that's where we're going to have makers inside, outside. We're going to have food trucks, music. So definitely check that out. August we'll be back here at Discovery World. September, but then October we'll be at the Society downtown, the Milwaukee Historical Society. So that's a new venture for us. And then Ivy House in November, and back here for Shop Small Saturday and in December. So I know it's a lot of dates and places, but thank you. Any one more questions you want to put? Yeah, up there.
Your picture with Artery Inc., just to put a shout out. The other picture you showed was James Steno Gallery.
Yes.
And for those people who don't know, James Steno, another awesome maker.
Thank you so much for pointing that out. Yeah, so we had Artery Inc. up, and then James Steno Gallery was the other maker. And same thing, I got to become friends with him. I got to become friends with his wife, Heidi. I've gone to dinner with them, and none of that would have been possible if I just didn't go, hey, what's your story? You know, what do you want to be a part of Milwaukee Makers Market? And an amazing watercolor artist and amazing people. So again, those stories and experiences are able to happen at a Milwaukee Makers Market. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah.
It's not a question, but same to maybe
Sure. Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Thank you, because I get to do it in September.
And thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for applying. Yeah, thank you for taking those steps and applying and wanting to be a part of this. And none of this would exist. None of what I do with Milwaukee Makers Market wouldn't exist if it wasn't for all of you, the makers and the supporters. I'm just an artist myself. I'm just a guy that makes a couple extra phone calls and a couple extra emails and puts it all together. But none of it wouldn't exist if it wasn't for your support and for these small businesses taking that first step. So thank you. Yeah.
What are the best ways we can support you and your organization?
Wow. That's phenomenal. Thank you for asking that. And that's the thing. I never wanted to be the face of Milwaukee Makers Market. I was just like, no, let the small businesses speak for themselves. But then my interns at UWM were like, no, be the face of your company. Like, get out there. So to support me, I would say come to a Milwaukee Makers Market and just shake my hand and say, hey, thanks for the invite. Like, you know, the biggest thing you can do when it comes to supporting me and supporting Milwaukee Makers Market, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, tell your friends about it, tell your family about it. Come and have this shop local community pride experience. And so that's where I get that support from, is liking our posts on Instagram, sharing our stories, and being a part of this maker community. That's definitely what I need for sure. So thank you for asking that. Last question.
I used to host a podcast, and when I did, I always ended the interview with this question, so it seems fitting. So thanks, Ryan, for being here. And, given what you've shared with us over the past, half hour or so, and what we know about you now that we didn't know about you before, what's the most important thing you want us to know about Ryan Laessig, the human?
Dang, that's a huge one. So thank you so much for that. And that was one of the, even talking today, that was kind of one of the things where I'm always so used to talking about Milwaukee Makers Market. And then while I was kind of planning this out, the Creative Milwaukee team told me, you're not just a human doing, you're a human being. Like, you know, you are an artist, a human, a teacher, an educator. So, all right, ADHD, what was the question? One more time.
Well, we know that one of the answers would be that you have ADHD. The second answer being, like, what's the most important thing you want us to know about you, Ryan Laessig, the human being?
That I'm a no bullshit kind of guy. I genuinely want to support your business. I genuinely want to shake your hand and say thank you for supporting Milwaukee Makers Market. Thank you for supporting these young to old entrepreneurs. And, you know, that's what makes me have a smile on my face every day I wake up, that I am a part of Milwaukee's vibrant movement, this vibrancy, this lifestyle of mine. And that's the most important thing to me, for people to know about me, that I'm genuine with this. I want to see you succeed. Seeing Artery Inc. start at a booth in the hot summer to now having their own showroom, that it makes me go, hell yeah, we did it. Like, they did it, but I at least was a little push with them, and I was able to support them. So that's definitely the biggest thing is, yeah, I come real, I come correct, and definitely it's genuine. I love Milwaukee. I love all of you and these small businesses that are willing to support me. Thank you, thank you. Like, again, what I said at the end, that you're supporting my dream, I genuinely mean that, and thank you so damn much.